Hi, this is Matt Bianca, and welcome to the Sutra Pills podcast. This is the place to listen to some teachings from original Buddhist sutras. A sutra a day keeps the dukkha away. Today we talk about Vedudvareyya Sutra. You can find in Samyutta Nikaya 55.7. There is no translation for this sutra, for the title, because Vedudvara is just like the name of one of the village. So Gautama was traveling in the province of the Kosalans when he arrived at the Brahmin village called indeed Vedudvara. A crowd had gathered and they posed a question to him. Here I quote, "We have wishes, desires and hopes. We wish to live at home with our children, to use sandalwood imported from the Kasi province, to wear garlands, perfumes and makeup, and to acquire gold and money. Additionally, after death, we hope to be reborn in a happy world. Given these wishes, maybe the Tathagata teach us the Dharma so that we can attain a wonderful place in the afterlife." So the Kasi province was a prosperous and popular area, and like similar today, lay people desire what seems better than their own, as the reference to the sandalwood from this province. Of course, this is another example of craving, followed by the desire to beautify their bodies and accumulate wealth. They believe that this desire and hopes will lead to a better afterlife. And Gautama began his reply with this. A noble disciple reflects in this manner. I want to live and do not wish to die. I want happiness and dislike pain. With this in mind, if someone were to take my life, I would not approve. However, others also wish to live and avoid death, and they seek happiness while shunning pain. If I were to take someone else's life, they would not approve either. What I find displeasing, others also find displeasing. Since I myself dislike this, how can I inflict such pain of others? Contemplating this way, one refrains from taking lives. Furthermore, one encourages others to refrain from taking lives and praises those who abstain from such action. In this manner, one purifies their bodily conduct in 3 ways. From the beginning of this sutra, it's evident that Siddhartha was establishing the first precept. It's insufficient to merely cease killing beings. We must also encourage others to refrain from it. During his time, knowledge of anatomy, biology and medicine was limited compared to today. Moreover, it was an era long before the Industrial Revolution, which brought about intensive animal farming and its associated cruelty. Therefore, when Gautama spoke of breathing living beings, he indirectly implied a vegetarian diet. Some modern Buddhists attempt to justify meat consumption by claiming that Buddha didn't explicitly advocate for abstaining from meat. However, this is a distortion of the Dharma, as sutras like this one leave no room for ambiguity regarding the act of killing beings. The Tathagata never imposed rules for 2 primary reasons. First, his teaching style involved explanation rather than imposition, inviting individuals to explore and investigate on their own. Second, monks relied heavily on alms from nearby villages. To maintain harmony and avoid division between the monastic order and lay people, monks had to accept whatever food they received as a gesture of respect and politeness. Originating from a Hindu society, it's inaccurate to claim that Gautama only addresses human beings. In those days, the custom was to respect nature as a whole, including certain animals such as cows, jaguars, and other wildlife. In the present days, both of these concerns are completely avoidable, as we no longer rely on alms and our society's progress demonstrate that we can sustain our dietary needs without causing harm to other living beings. And Gautama continues. Moreover, a noble disciple reflects in this way. If someone were to steal from me, I would disapprove. Similarly, if I were to steal from someone else, they would disapprove as well. What I find objectionable, others also find objectionable. Since I myself dislike this, how can I cause such distress to others? Reflecting in this manner, one refrains from stealing, and additionally one encourages others to refrain from stealing and praises those who abstain from it. In this way, one purifies their bodily conduct in 3 aspects. Gautama maintained the same approach in this speech. He illustrated the interconnectedness of this precept it was formulated that day. These precepts serve as a valuable training to achieve liberation, freeing oneself from perpetuating moments rooted in the ignorance of the Four Noble Truths. Furthermore, Gautama highlights that Buddhism is not a selfish, individualistic philosophy devoid of concern. Once we comprehend the truth, we cannot disregard the well-being of other beings. Indifference is not an option. So don't believe when you meet these other Buddhists and traditionally say, okay, you do your own business and it's not your problem what to do somebody else. No, if you are vegetarian, if you're vegan, you should not impose your view, but you should explain, you should encourage people to embrace there, as you should encourage people to don't steal. But for some reason, when we talk about stealing, it sounds like natural, say, like it's really bad to steal, to simplify. But no, for vegetarianism, for wrong speech, it seems like whatever. And let's keep going. Lastly, Gautama proceeded. Furthermore, a noble disciple reflects in this way. If someone were to engage in sexual relations with my spouse, I would not approve. Similarly, if I were to have such a relation with another person's spouse, they would also disapprove. What I find distasteful, others also find distasteful. Since I myself dislike this, how can I cause such distress to others? Reflecting in this manner, firstly, one relinquishes sexual misconduct. Secondly, one encourages others to abandon sexual misconduct. And thirdly, one extols the virtue of abstaining from sexual misconduct. Thus, their bodily conduct is purified in three ways. Once again, another precept has been distorted and adjusted to better suit modern Buddhists. Adultery, pornography, promiscuous relationships, and similar behaviors are not aligned with the path of awakening. These behaviors inevitably impact those around us and divert us from reality. There are only three authentic ways to observe this precept. Number 1. Be in a relationship with only one other person without manipulating each other through emotions. Number 2. Practicing celibacy and living in solitude. Be careful, this word solitude doesn't mean loneliness. So it's a choice to be alone and to be by yourself. Number 3. If one has specific sexual inclinations, acknowledge them to oneself and to those in a loving relationship without denial or attempting control. Gautama keep going. Furthermore, a noble disciple reflects thus. If someone were to waste my time with idle chatter, insult me with harsh speech, alienate me from my noble friends using divisive speech, or harm me with lies, I would not appreciate. Likewise, if I were to waste someone else's time with idle chatter, insult them with harsh speech, distance them from their noble friends using divisive speech, or harm them with lies, they would not appreciate it either. What I dislike for myself, I shouldn't impose on others. Reflecting thus, firstly, one abandons idle chatter, insults, lies, divisive speech, and harm. Secondly, one encourages others to pick up this behavior. And thirdly, one praises the act of renouncing such behavior. Thus, their verbal conduct is purified in three ways. When reading any sutra, it's crucial to have a clear understanding of both the historical context and our current times. For instance, social media is a form of idle chatter. Films and music filled with violence or shallow thoughts act as a distraction and contribute to harsh speech and self-harm. Regarding the use of noble friend, in previous sutra, Gautama explained that awakened individuals and those aspire to be awakened should not waste their time with individuals who are blind to the Four Noble Truths. However, Gautama realistically recognized that only those with a degree of clarity. To quote him, those with little dust on their eyes. You can find this sentence in the Ayakana Sutra, Samyutta Nikaya 6.1. So I repeat, those with little dust on their eyes can truly comprehend his teaching. So basically, it teaches for everybody, but not for everybody in the same sense. So you have to make an effort. We must not mold the Dharma into stress relief therapy for our lives. It should be the other way around. Embracing the Dharma takes time and courage. Genuine commitment will naturally lead us to abandon many habits and mental constructs. The fear of change should be transformed into an opportunity for change. Otherwise, there is a lot of dust in your eyes. We need to cleanse it before we can truly follow and understand his teachings. Don't hesitate to distance yourself from friends who do not support your purpose or family members who no longer understand you. And as Aristotle said, there are three types of friendship. I mentioned Aristotle because we are talking about some similarity in financial Greek philosopher. So Aristotle defined three types of friendship. The first is like a friendship for pleasure, focused solely on enjoyment and lacking depth. The second one is for utility, enduring as long as the mutual benefits persist. And the last one, number 3, based on virtue characterized by empathy and a genuine desire for the other's well-being. Now, if we're really honest with ourselves, we understand that most of the time we have number 2, so friendship for utility. So till it's fun, till the interest is shared, we can have the friend. Otherwise, change. To quote another philosopher, like a modern one, like Schopenhauer, we always say that our friend change when the context change. And sadly, like most of people, they never change the context of their life. That's why they're the same friends, not because they really want that, but just because they are desperate and they can only have that. But number 3, so the friendship based on virtue is really rare. And when you find it, like, it's better to keep it as much as you can, because it's like it means you're really interested in somebody else's well-being. It's not for enjoyment, for your own enjoyment, and not for mutual benefits. So as I said, the third type of friendship is rare, demanding trust, patience, time, and perseverance. Nonetheless, we need all 3 types and should train ourselves to recognize the friendship we have in our lives to make progress in our spiritual journey. To apply these in your daily life, consider 3 people who are frequently present and identify their friendship types. This kind of analysis, kind of almost a game, will clarify what you can give and receive from them. To sum up, this sutra highlights the 5 primary precepts, Pancha Siksha Pada. Pancha, 5, Siksha, training or precept, and Pada, which means also foot, means chapter or paragraph. So these 5 primary precepts of Buddhism, all of which related to the Eightfold Path. Number 1, refrain from taking the life of breathing beings. Number 2, refrain from taking what is not freely given. Number 3, refrain from the misuse of the senses or sexual misconduct. Number 4, refrain from engaging in wrong speech. Number 5, refrain from intoxicants that cloud the mind, including alcohol, smoking, and drugs. Have you noticed that in this sutra only mention 4 precepts out of 5? It's accurate. The 5th one is absent here, but can be found in other sutras such as the Lakkhana Sutra, Digha Nikaya 30, Chakravarti Sutra, Digha Nikaya 26, where the concept of intoxicant extends to drug as well. Additionally, the Sigala Sutra, Digha Nikaya 31, and particularly the Anantapindika Sutra, Samyutta Nikaya 55.28, states, and here I quote, "Anyone who uses alcoholic drinks that cause negligence, create dangers and threats in both the present life and lives to come, and experiences mental pain and sadness. So that danger and threat is abandoned for anyone who refrains from alcoholic drinks that cause negligence." I amused myself when I met some Buddhists in the so-called modern tradition, where they still drink some alcoholic drink, like maybe 1-2 glasses of wine. They are not that getting drunk, but they don't seem to get that these, in any case, cloud their mind. So basically they break a precept. Precepts are their training, but doesn't mean that we don't have to follow. We follow when it's up to us. We need to do our best to follow them. So if you drink alcohol, you can't define yourself Buddhist, and you can't go deep into all these teachings. But I guess for some people it's really difficult because they are not able to set free themselves from the cultural cages of their country, or their culture. For example, if I think about British people or Australia, where alcoholic is an endemic problem, so all society drink a lot, for them probably it's really difficult to get rid of that. We don't have to judge them, but we need to show them that what they are doing is completely wrong if you want to follow Buddhist path. This has been the Sutra Pills podcast, and I am Matt Bianca. Thank you to be here and listen to me. Comments are really appreciated. Whatever you want to tell me, just make a comment, even a bad one. Of course, the most important, may you be well, may you be happy, may you be free from suffering. Bye for now.